Hi everyone, welcome back to Canary Cast. Norwich City are 5 unbeaten, 4 wins from those 5, 13 points from a possible 15. We are looking good, Jacob.
Yeah, brilliant. I think we were just saying off camera. That first half was for the first time in many, probably since Man City. You would say really enjoyed a Norwich City performance in a first half, which was just absolutely fantastic.
But I enjoyed Brentford, to be honest. I thought we looked good at Brentford, considering it was Brentford, but we blew them away first half. It was more than what we saw against Brentford, and I think Bristol City probably made it a little bit easy for us. But it just team Steepman to Teemu, Emmy scoring. It was like back to 18-19. It was lovely.
Every goal was just perfect as well, wasn't it? You know, like you say, the Marco ball for the first goal is beautiful. Teemu Pukki's touch and finish is instinctive. The second goal, Sorensen, they gave him far too much space to cut in, even though he's a right-footed left back. They played into our hands, but let's give the positives to Norwich. Yeah, Sorensen, beautiful ball, and Pukki, lucky deflection, but you earn your luck. And that third goal, I think that's goal of the season. Just the wonderful. That's a pass. It's not a punt up field like was a good friend of the pod, Michael Bailey, was saying that he'd heard someone below him saying it was a long ball forward. It wasn't. It was a lovely, just floated ball. And Emmy's touch. That performance today shows you he's far too good for this level. And his finishing does let him down. He had one early, didn't he, where he hits Bentley in the face. It's a great ball from Plaheta, who I thought again had a solid game. I'm sure we'll discuss him in a bit. And the finishing does let him down at times. That's probably why no one's taken him. But wonderful touch. And he looks back to his best. Him and Marco and Teemu looking a lot sharper now. And the confidence in that first half and throughout the game, really, I think it's starting to show that it's getting there now, isn't it?
That's what I got that impression, yeah. Okay, let's talk lineup because we always start there. Steepman and Plaheta in for Vrancic and Cantwell. Thoughts? To be fair, I was a bit shocked Vrancic didn't start.
I wasn't, simply because it's the same as Brentford, really. I think that midfield is. I think Mario Vrancic, like we said before, obviously I wasn't in the reaction to Brentford. We said it wasn't his game, didn't we? That against the stronger teams, he's not going to be able to dictate than compared to a weaker team like a Wickham or a Rotherham, where if you bring Mario, or if you start Mario, the tempo is far better. I was surprised that Sorensen started again at left back. I thought we may have gone 5 at the back, Plaheta wing back, and Max Aaron's on the other side as well. Sorensen the right centre back, but it's completely the right move. Obviously, Bristol City went 3 at the back, and I don't think they've watched Norwich this season, because all you've got to do is get a fast winger against Sorensen, who's obviously not left back, and Max likes to go forward anyway. Get it into the big man, and you will create problems for Norwich. Like, look at what Brentford did on Tuesday night. Literally get it to their winger, whip it across. Grant switches off. Grant Hanley, Tony scores. Yeah, Bristol City haven't been watching us at all. They literally played into our hands, and Daniel Farke's got it spot on.
Yeah. Chris Martin started for Bristol City. Do you ever wish we still had him on the books?
He always scores against us, but no, he's done well with what he has in his career. He's never blessed with pace. He's bulked himself up from the time he's left Norwich, and he does. Like I say, he always scores against us. What a save that was from Tim Krul, by the way.
Yeah.
The one at 2-1 where he makes that great save from the header. From the corner. The first one is magnificent. I know the second follow-up's offside, but he saves that as well. And then that save from Chris Martin. Oh, my goodness. I know sometimes his distribution's not the best, but he's by far the best goalkeeper in this league.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah. Right, let's get on to the game, because the first thing we've got to talk about is a goal, pretty much. The Steepman plays it through to Pukki. I don't know if their centre-half... Well, I think it was Zach Viner, actually. He could have done a bit better there and possibly intercepted it, but a touch and a very quick finish from Teemu through the keeper's legs.
I think he might be slightly offside. On the replay, it looked like he's offside. It's very close. Maybe VAR rules that one out. But who cares? It's actually quite nice to have a finish, a shot, celebration, and go like, you know what? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what happens. He was close enough again, wasn't it? It wasn't so far offside it would be criminal. But yeah, Bristol City gave us far too much time in there. That's where Marco Steepman looks good. If you back off him, he's got that one. He's done it. He did it multiple times in the game, didn't he? He tired towards the end before he came off, giving the ball away a bit sloppily. But he looks to be getting there now, doesn't he? And that number 10 role is so crucial. While Dowell is out, whilst we've got Todd Cantwell, who's regaining his fitness as well, Marco's got that opportunity there to really put his stamper down and say, right, this is my role again, like he did 2 years ago, and kind of played his best football he ever has in his career. He's definitely got that potential to do that again. He's never been blessed with pace, so he hasn't had to rely on that. But his passing, his football brain still seems to be there. And him and Teemu have got that kind of instinctive relationship. When Marco's got it, Teemu's off, isn't he? Yeah. He knows that ball's coming to him. And it's a wonderful finish from him. It's great to see him back in confidence because, we've seen, is he going to get to the same levels again? I'd be amazed if he gets 29 goals again. I don't think you're putting that expectation. But 20 goals would be brilliant from him.
Yeah. I thought Steedman played really well, actually. You're right, he did tire. The first half in particular, when he received the ball, and obviously Teemu and him had seemed telepathic, like you said. But then when you've got Poeta and Buendia ahead of Steedman as well, and he's got like 3 options to go at, we do look dangerous, really dangerous, I thought.
No, 100% you're spot on.
Obviously, a really fast start from Norwich. Pukki scores within, I think, about 6 minutes it was. But generally, the start of the game was good. We were pressing Bristol. We were forcing them to go long. I can't remember them getting out of their half inside the first 8 to 10 minutes. I can't remember them in our half.
It looks like it was a next level performance, like a Premier League side against Championship and an FA Cup, for example, wasn't it? We were so dominant. Like I say, like you said, the only time they got out of their half was when they scored, and it was a sloppy goal. We scored a lovely goal from lovely goal. It's a lovely ball from Sorensen to Teemu. It takes a deflection, but like we said, you earn your luck. Like we did against Brentford, you take a crack, you never know. And on another day, Teemu's been in that sort of form where it doesn't happen for him. But to get 2 goals in that game, he really should have had a hat trick. He had a couple of chances, and I'd say Plaheta probably should have played him in a couple of times as well. So he should probably be walking away with the match ball. But at the end of the day, 2 goals. And his, like we were saying again off camera, his movement, Bristol City helped it. But good God, if there's a poor Championship defender, his movement is Premier League quality, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, when he's on it, his off-the-ball movement is untouchable. Like, I know Bristol City's defensive unit were not good today, but he was playing up against 3 centre-halves, and he made it look so easy. So easy.
I thought we played against that so much better because we've said about the 3 centre-backs. I think their line was far too high, and they only had 2 in midfield, didn't they? Which really caused them problems. Like we were flooding them in midfield. But that's the difference now because obviously Skip and Rupp are getting that relationship, aren't they? They understand each other's game. So one's going, one's staying back. We don't look like we're completely open from that midfield anymore, which has been a problem over, probably Daniel Farke's time here, isn't it? But you've got those 2 in there now. They're so similar with one another. They're both quick across the ground. They're both okay, not the biggest, but they put in a crunching tackle. I'm really enjoying seeing that relationship blossom. Emmy, wow, when he's got that time, it's just a joy to watch him, isn't it? It really is.
It is. So Pukki puts us 2-0 up, and I'm sat there. I'm delighted at this point because we've started so well. I said to myself, or thought to myself, I was like, right, 2-0, lads, try and keep a clean sheet, or at least, keep them out until half time. And honestly, by the time I'd stopped thinking that they'd scored, it was instant reply from Bristol City, wasn't it?
Such a sloppy goal again, isn't it? It's Tim Krul. It's down at the near post. Could he maybe put it behind for a corner if I'm being harsh?
Yeah.
But to be fair, like the defence beforehand should sort it out. It's such an easy cut through the defence, isn't it? Like we said earlier, if you get it wide against Norwich on the counter-attack, we do seem to struggle at that. I think we'll always concede sloppy goals in this Daniel Farke system because defending isn't the priority. Going forward really is. It's a pain. It is a pain because it's such a sloppy goal, and against the better teams, that's why we struggle in the Premier League, isn't it? Because we're not one of the best teams. But you know what? It's a scrappy goal. But let's look at it from afar. We've won 3-1. Let's try and keep it as positive as we can. Silly goal, but they can be rectified.
I agree with you. I think that could have gone out for a corner the first shot, but he more than made up for it in the rest of the game, Tim Krul, to be fair.
Yeah.
Let's have a little chat about Max Aarons because I think, and whisper this quietly, obviously, but I think he's a little bit too good for the champ.
I saw when Bristol City had a counter-attack, I think it was Patterson running at full speed trying to take him on.
Yeah.
He's running, but he's not at full pace. He tackles him, barges him off the ball, then does a little kind of turn and just stops. And it's like, this is playground football. This kid is a special player, isn't he? And like you said, I'm so in so much admiration for him. Like we said before, we've had players kind of be unsettled by transfer rumours, which might not even be there, Obviously, Ben's gone, Jamal's gone, good friends of Max, and he's not kicked up a fuss at all. Of course, he's disappointed. You can tell that he's wanted to have left us for a high level, which he's fully capable of. He's a Premier League right back in the Championship, and again, I'm thinking I can't think of another right back in this league that's anywhere near his level.
No, absolutely not. Fair to say Bristol City grew into the game after that, and they probably had the better of it for the remainder of the first half. But absolute sensational touch and finish from Emi Buendia to put us 3-1 up just before half time.
Yeah, before that, Tim Krul needs a shout out again, doesn't he, from that corner that he makes that double save from. It's incredible. And I can't believe we haven't conceded from a corner yet this season. It's remarkable because, Christ, we give enough teams chances from them. But then again, you need that keeper to make a save, and he actually seems to be getting better, Tim Krul. I know his distribution is not great. He's given a sloppy goal against Rotherham, which was his fault, really. But shot stopping, I think he's really getting back to his peak again. He deserves to be in that Netherlands squad. And I would say, again, whisper it quietly, hopefully no one takes him in January because he's actually a Premier League goalkeeper again in the Championship. But like you say, Ben Gibson, we were saying this, weren't we? We've been missing that Ben Godfrey diagonal pass. And I think Ben's been taking his time. He's not as, like we said, as fluid on the ball as Ben Godfrey. But that's a beautiful pass. That is top class. Bristol make it easy again, like you say, high line, poor defensive play. But what a touch! Oh my goodness, that is. If one of the top players in the world does that, it's on Twitter everywhere, eulogised about for the whole weekend. It's brilliant, and that's the only thing he needs to add to his game. If he gets 10 to 15 goals this season, which I can't see happening personally,
maybe
I can see him setting him up.
Yeah.
But then you look at like what Ben Rama did last season. Ben Rama for Brentford got 17 goals and over 10 assists. I know he's got a bit more of a forward role at Brentford, or had a bit more of a forward role at Brentford. But that's the only bit Emi needs to do, because his passing again was brilliant, and his work rate again. He's fully on it now, isn't he? He's fully switched on, ready to help us get promoted. And again, hopefully, January is going to be one of those. Come on, is it the 1st of February yet? Because as soon as that's done, then hopefully it'll be fine and he'll stay and we'll go up, because with that quality of him at full 100% level, we should not walk this league, but we should be in the top 6 without a shadow of a doubt.
Completely agreed. It wasn't the only time in the game he took a touch like that. Right at the end, I don't know if you remember, I think it was about the 87th minute, brought it down with his right into his left. Was unlucky with the finish, but it was a lovely touch. Second half, Stiepman did start the second half well, but you're right, he tired. He loves playing Bristol City. You always see he scored against them in 18-19 at Ashton Gate, didn't he? And he looked the most confident I've seen him for a long time today.
Yeah, helped that they only had a 2-man midfield. They didn't press him enough, but so that easiness of him, he's enjoying the space he had. But you know what? You've got to do something when you have that space. I thought he was bright against Derby as well before they really kind of double teamed him, and Graham Shinney was brilliant in there. But he was fantastic, like you say. And that role is so pivotal, that number 10 role for Daniel Farke's system. It's literally from midfield to attack, isn't it? It kind of goes all through him. Emi kind of goes in and out, but Emi likes being on that right-hand side, so he doesn't have to be the main kind of contributor. Yeah, he was brilliant today, and he deserved a goal, I would say, before he came off. Looked a little bit sloppy just before he came off, but that's fitness at the end of the day. He hasn't been playing really, hasn't played a full 90 minutes yet, has he? So I think he'll be a lot more kind of squad rotation this year, especially when Dow comes back. I don't think it will be 38 games, 40 starts for him, but you know what? I thought he was excellent.
Yeah, agreed. Let's talk about set pieces, because, and I've already said this to you today, but I thought against Brentford, especially with the long throw threat, we dealt with them enough. Like, we dealt with them fairly well. But today, I thought we, again, looked ropey at set pieces, especially defensive for set pieces.
I don't think Bristol City took advantage of that either, did they? There was a couple of times where Callas at the back stick was completely unmarked. This is the problem with this system again. I think Ben Gibson has improved that massively. Ben Gibson, Grant Hanley, and to be fair, Christoph Zimmerman are all leaders. So you have any of those 3 centre-backs in there partnered together, I think you've got a proper aggressive kind of stance on it. They had chances, though, so many chances. And on another day, they'd go into a couple, 3 maybe, obviously give away the pen from not properly getting our lines cleared from a set piece again.
Make of the pen, Jacob.
I mean,
what is he doing?
It's stupid. For 6'3" Thomas Callas to go over there is ridiculous. But he's scrounging, isn't he? I thought Sorensen again was excellent, considering it's his second game at left back. Made a silly foul for a yellow card. Didn't really need to make it. And it is a silly foul, isn't it? And then for the actual pen, if that was a Norwich player, I would be swearing right now. I would be so angry. You don't do that with a 3-1. I did tweet, Tim, you don't beat Tim Krul from pens. But you can hear him, can't you? With the no crowd noise, you can hear him go on then, come on, come at me. And it's so, like, it is intimidating. You know, Nucky Wells is looking the other side, trying not to get put off. I think Tim Krul makes a difference there. You don't beat him from penalties. It's brilliant to see.
Yeah, terrible penalty. But let's talk about Pochetta. Because I'm not going to start any sort of bandwagon or anything like that. He's in a new team, a new league, in a new country. Takes time, fair enough. But I think the best way of describing him at the minute is like he's like a Ferrari or a Lamborghini without a driver. Like his movement off the ball is okay. He's obviously rapid, but every time he gets the ball, it doesn't seem to come off for him. Like whatever he tries is either blocked or it's just a missed touch or whatever. But yeah, I think there's quite a lot of potential there because of his pace. Like, imagine if he could do all those things, how dangerous he'd be. But I'm not seeing it yet. I'm not completely sold. I don't know what you think.
I'm going to completely disagree with you. I thought he was excellent today. You know, I thought it was a lovely ball to Emmy when he's hit Bentley in the face. That was a lovely pass through to him. He's got that football brain, mate. I know what you mean. Sometimes it's not coming off. He reminds me completely of when Onel joined, though. You know, it's a bit of a rough diamond. Needs a bit of polishing. But there's so much ability there. And you know what? There was chances, yes, when he should have slotted in Teemu. But it's one of those where you're 3-1 up. It doesn't matter as much. It kind of takes the loss off of it. Yeah. If you draw a 0-0, then maybe he probably does try and look for Teemu. His pace is such a key attribute. I think the fact that Norwich don't really know how to play with that kind of pace yet is a struggle for him as well, because we're not playing the correct passes. If you put him in space, which we haven't actually done at all yet, then he'll be fantastic. I think he played a lot better than he did against, well, any team he's played. I think against Preston he did well. Against Derby, not as thought. Yeah, it wasn't great from him. His build-up play's getting better. I thought he was good with Sorensen there. You know, he's had to track back a bit. I think there was a couple of times where he did miss his man. But you know what? These are all little rough bits. If he's got all the potential to be a really top winger in this league, I think. Like you say, we're 7-8 games in, and he's not played that many of them. It's new league, new country, new language, new players, new system. This system is different to anything he'll have played before. And I thought he was excellent against a good championship team in Bristol City. They should be aiming for at least top 10 this season. And I thought he looked good. For me, I have to disagree with you and say he could be a real asset this year.
Okay, fair enough. We'll keep an eye on it. But like I said, I'll give him time. I'm just not completely sold at the minute. The only other thing, really, Barley Mumba made his league debut. Not that we saw long of him, about 2 minutes, I think he got. Yeah, I suppose it's just a couple of minutes, weren't it? So, whatever. Anything else that you want to mention from today, Jacob?
Just good to see us slowly starting ticking now. I think Bristol City, like we said, Bristol City made it. It reminds me a little bit of that Newcastle 3-1 when we had in the Prem, where it's like, this is going to be good. I think it was the fact that they backed off so much and were so poor. But then Norwich, they managed the game well enough to win the game. We deserve to win. And the confidence is there now. That's the biggest thing, isn't it? We're really growing now, and that's the biggest positive you can take from it. The Emi Buendias are looking confident. Teemu Pukki's getting goals. Plahetta's contributing more to the game. I do agree with you that he is rough in areas, but his passing is getting better. He's getting there eventually. It will click for him. One game he will score a couple or assist a couple, and you'll change your mind. Trust me. Marco Stiepermann again is contributing more. Lovely goal. Sorensen, well, look at what he's doing. We do miss Xavi Quintier, of course we do. I really don't understand why there's a left back missing still. I think Sam McCallum showed last night that he's more than good enough. That was a wonder goal last night. So that's an area of weakness. I think Grant and Ben Gibson are getting there. They were better today. I think that helps that Chris Martin is up there. You know, that's Grant's game, isn't it? A big, busty striker. He'll batter them. But we're getting there, mate. And you know what? Even though we're not fully at top gear, like you said, 4 wins from 5. It's not bad going. 13 points from 15. Fair play to the boys. And Daniel Farke, his substitutions in the last 5 games have been impeccable. And I think he's managed games really, really well, in my opinion.
Yeah, certainly an improvement, 100%. Absolutely. All right, then. We'll leave it there. Actually, before I do, one last question. Unchanged team for Millwall? they've got quite a lot of size, haven't they? But Bristol City aren't exactly a small team.
Yeah, I'd like to see an unchanged side. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'd be fair enough, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but Millwall are a really big threat from the counter attack. Jed Wallace will be a pain on that right hand side, so I hope Javi Quinty is fit because all of the play goes through Jed Wallace for Millwall. He's without him kind of contributing. If he doesn't play well, they don't play well. They've got Kenneth Sahor up front as well, who's a big kind of bussy striker who on his day can be a real handful. I think Ben Gibson and Grant Hanley will really have to work on him, making sure he's kind of sorted. And again, like you said, at the back, Jake Cooper. Set pieces. He scored at Carrow Road before when we won that crazy game 4-3. He's a big threat. I think Millwall's a really tricky challenger, especially at home as well. You feel like you should be winning those games more because, you know, it's only Millwall. Some people will look at it. They'll be top 6 contenders this year. So again, I think they'll be better than Bristol City, a lot better drilled. I'm not too sure if Gary Rowett's going to be in the touchline because of his COVID kind of situation. But it's a really tricky game now. And again, I really want Quintier back for that because I don't think Sorensen will be able to cope with Romeo and Jed Wallace down that right hand side. But we'll wait and see. Fingers crossed, Quintier's back and we'll hopefully win that game.
Yeah, let's hope so. A tough game and as part of a tough run of fixtures as well. But we'll leave it there for the minute. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Let us know what you thought of the game. I think it's probably the most enjoyable game we've had this season. So let us know your thoughts. But until then, enjoy the rest of your week and we'll see you after Millwall. Cool.